Uh, how everybody doing? Get a person closer to your hug, please. Tell them you love them. Sherry just dropped this on me like 2 days ago. And on this other paper, they got here the personal testimonies of the victims and survivors of economic injustice such as homelessness, poverty, health care, employment, education, incarceration. I've been locked up in them all. I know what it is to be chronically homeless. I know what it is to be poor, poverty. I know what it is to not have proper health care. I have 10 years in prison in my life. I'm going to turn 55 next month. I have less than a year of work. So, been in the streets doing wrong things. I know what it is for the education system to fail you. I've been incarcerated. I know about 10 people that have been executed in prison in Delaware on a first name basis. Here one day, talking to them, they shut the prison down and they execute them, lethal injection. One guy got hung, his name is Bill Bailey. He fell under the law, his time spell was under the old law. He had a choice to get hung or lethal injection. He chose lethal injection. He chose to get hung to draw more attention to the death penalty. They built a gallows in this barn, and he was a big guy, about 300-something pounds, and they dropped him. To be homelessness is bad. I'm one of them people that, the homeless people, they might take and go take over a house. I used to read the paper, and I didn't like that a lot of people got locked up for trespassing for that. So I would rather go somewhere else. I wouldn't go in them houses because the police was coming. And I slept outside. I know what it is to sleep in laundry rooms, all kinds of stuff. And homelessness is bad in Philly, all across the planet. I was born in, I like to thank all the people that do this kind of work every day, because when Sherry was running for sheriff, I was going through something. I couldn't understand what I was going through. And I had never been used to helping out, giving my all to help people, and I thank all y'all that do this kind of work on a daily basis. And, 2 days stand out real prevalent for me. When Martin Luther King got killed, my world turned upside down, and when I went to the U.S. Social Forum. When Martin Luther King got killed, I didn't even know who he was, but the next thing I know, in my project, they were shooting at the white people going down the highway, they were looting. In Delaware, the governor put us under martial law for 9 months. Couldn't go outside. I could look out my window and see a man with an M16 sitting out back of my house. And this went on for 9 months, and I'm asking questions to my mom. I'm inquisitive, I ask questions. Mom, why we gotta be in before dark? Why we gotta do this? Why everybody moving so fast and scattering to make it in before dark? And I ended up living in Newark, New Jersey at a later date, and 23 people got killed in Newark, New Jersey, and I couldn't understand on why they was only with the National Guards 2 weeks and we were done for 9 months. Well, Wilmington, Delaware is the financial capital of the United States. That's where all the credit cards are printed at, and because of their banking law. This is why this was done. And health care. I didn't get no ID till I was in my 40s. I didn't know nothing about health care. I've had some social people tell me they've never seen nobody like me that has fell between the cracks. I just got ID in my 40s. I didn't know nothing about go get Medicaid or nothing. One of my friends told me that. That was what? Go get Medicaid? I didn't know nothing about that. I was used to dealing with things in the streets and paying for things with cash. Unemployment. I was raised in a household that my people taught me to hustle. Basically being people go to get a trade. My mother was a high-class prostitute, and I was basically raised to hustle. I was given a false belief system. let me say this. My community, my family, they taught me to hate white people. You know, I love Sherry Honkler, Jim Cobb, Jim Moran, my friend Waldo back there who's a teacher at a college. You know, I didn't think that my world, Jason, Bruce, you know, I didn't think that my world would have these kind of people in it, you know. We call it a false belief system. I didn't have no white friends till I ended up in prison, and I would say, and my friend Paul. Can't forget my boy Paul out. And I didn't believe I didn't have white friends until I was in prison, and I had to ask myself, well, the system has just failed them like it failed me. You know, and I got to looking at some things different. You know, and it wasn't easy. You know, making these adjustments, like today to be here and have went to the U.S. Social Forum, a lot of times I'm up at night just thinking about how far my life has came and the amazement. Like when I climbed up here to hang that banner yesterday, I could have failed and died. Because I had to climb up to get up in there, then I had to climb up there, and then I knew if I hung it crooked, Sherry was gonna want me to redo it. So I had to make sure I measured it right, had the ropes right, because I wasn't climbing back up there. The stuff was old, I could have failed, and I said, man, if you fall, you're gonna land out there in them pews. And, I'm spellbound by, how things change. To know people that have ran for vice president. David Cobb has ran for president. Jill Stein, my friend Jill Stein, don't let me leave her out. Ran for president too. Sherry ran for vice president. I didn't think these things was in my world. This is something I think about every day. That when I get to the gates of heaven, is the Lord gonna ask me, did I squander my gifts? Did I do my best? And I don't want to squander my gifts. I just had moved to Atlanta, and I didn't like it. I came back up here because, I read this book, this guy named Dennis Kimbrough. He said, what makes the great great? And the nutshell of the book is you got to find your calling, and you got to know what you want to do. And I want to help save the youth, do something different. I'm writing a book. I want to do what I need to be doing. And I'm ready to be 55. I don't want to be, the Lord say, you squandered your gifts. You didn't, He gave you gifts, and you squandered them. You didn't do your best. And once you know you got these gifts, you can't squander them. You got to know your calling. Like, I think about people that had they not came to my life. From when I went to the U.S. Social Forum, and white people rode bikes from Denver to Detroit. I said, man, they crazy. But they was dedicated in what they believed in. Let me go back just quick. The dudes that was my heroes at first was the Black Panther guys and this and that was shooting at the people. And then they became on drugs and chasing money, and always knew about the revolution and change, and all that went away because I ended up being like them, chasing money and caught up in my selfishness. And then to go to the U.S. Social Forum and seeing people from all magnitudes, trying to change the world and do something different, was a major eye-opener to me. I've moved about 4 or 5 times, and each place I put my U.S. Social poster up on the wall to remind me. All right. At each place, it's on my wall where I live at now. I just want to, do what the Lord want me to do, man. When I told my cousin, I have a cousin in Atlanta, he got some money. 2 wives, he a Muslim, he got 2 wives, 2 big houses. He can go to the bank, pull out about $500,000. He wanted to take me to Tyler Perry's house because he was trying to entice me to stay. I said, man, what that gonna do? I got a calling. My calling said go back to the north and do what I need to do with my people and help try to save the youth and do something different. What going to Tyler Perry, going to his house, going to do for me? You know, my thing is bigger than what Tyler Perry is doing with Medea and all that. You know, that's how I look at it. And I told him at the end, because we went to the Essence Festival in New Orleans before when I was getting ready to leave, like another day or two. I told him, I said, man, if you gave me $4,000 or $5,000 right now for the stay, I said, I would have to tell you keep your money, because I got a bigger thing to do than what you think I should be doing, chasing money. You know, and you know, I thank y'all for everybody that came, and keep doing the work that y'all are doing, you know, because I just want to keep doing my best every day, because I don't know when the Lord going to say it's your time to come, you know, but just keep doing the best you got to do each day with your gifts. You know, thanks for letting me share. And on this other paper, they got, here the personal testimonies of the victims and survivors of economic injustice such as homelessness, poverty, health care, employment, education, incarceration. How everybody doing? Get a person closer to you a hug, please. Tell them you love them. Sherry just dropped this on me like 2 days ago. Incarceration. I've been locked up in a mall. I know what it is to be chronically homeless. I know what it is to be poor, poverty. I know what it is to not have proper health care. I've been incarcerated. I know about 10 people that have been executed in prison in Delaware on a first name basis. Here one day, talking to them, they shut the prison down. And I have 10 years in prison in my life. I'm going to turn 55 next month. I have less than a year of work. So, been in the streets, doing wrong things. I know what it is for the education system to fail you.